In the heart of Europe, a young girl destined for greatness was born. Marie Antoinette, the 15th child of Empress Maria Theresa of Austria, entered the world in 1755. Little did anyone know that this princess would become one of history's most famous queens. Her life, a tapestry woven with luxury and tragedy, continues to fascinate us today. Marie's childhood was privileged, but her fate was sealed at a young age. Political alliances dictated that she would marry the future King of France, Louis XVI. This union, meant to solidify power between two nations, would instead set the stage for a tumultuous chapter in European history. Marie Antoinette's story is a reminder of the power of perception and the enduring legacy of one of history's most captivating figures. Join me as we journey back in time to explore the rise and fall of a queen. Born into the powerful Habsburg dynasty, Marie Antoinette's upbringing was steeped in tradition and political maneuvering. Her mother, Maria Theresa, ruled over a vast empire. She instilled in her children a strong sense of duty and ambition. Marie's education focused on preparing her for her future role. She learned courtly etiquette, languages, and the arts. However, her childhood was not without its sorrows. The loss of her father at a young age cast a shadow over her early years. At the tender age of 14, Marie Antoinette left her Austrian home. She embarked on a journey to France to meet her future husband, Louis XVI. This marked the beginning of her transformation from a princess into a queen. It was a journey fraught with challenges and expectations. The Palace of Versailles, a symbol of French power and grandeur, became Marie Antoinette's new home. Its gilded halls and manicured gardens were a far cry from her childhood home in Vienna. The young queen found herself thrust into a world of courtly rituals and political machinations. Life at Versailles was a delicate dance of power and influence. Nobles vied for the king and queen's favor. Intrigues and gossip flourished within the palace walls. Marie Antoinette, known for her charm and beauty, quickly became a trendsetter. Her extravagant fashion sense and lavish parties set tongues wagging. However, beneath the surface of opulence, cracks began to appear. Louis XVI, a shy and indecisive ruler, struggled to cope with the mounting problems facing France. The French people, burdened by poverty and inequality, grew increasingly resentful of the monarchy's extravagance. The stage was set for unrest. As Queen, Marie Antoinette faced immense pressure to produce an heir. Years passed without success, fueling rumors and criticism. Her Austrian heritage made her an easy target for those who saw her as a foreign interloper. Despite the challenges, Marie Antoinette embraced her role as queen. She took an interest in the arts and philanthropy, using her position to support charitable causes. However, her efforts to connect with the French people were often overshadowed by negative portrayals in pamphlets and gossip. The Queen's love of fashion and entertainment, once admired, became symbols of her supposed indifference to the plight of the common people. The infamous phrase, "let them eat cake," though likely apocryphal, stuck to her like glue. It encapsulated the growing disconnect between the monarchy and its subjects. Section 5. The Diamond Necklace Affair, Whispers and Scandal. In 1785, a scandal erupted that would further tarnish Marie Antoinette's reputation. The Diamond Necklace Affair involved a plot to defraud the crown jewelers using the Queen's name. Although Marie Antoinette had no involvement in the scheme, her enemies used the scandal to spread rumors and sow doubt about her character. Public opinion turned sharply against the Queen. She was accused of adultery, extravagance, and treason. The Diamond Necklace Affair, while ultimately a fabrication, highlighted the growing distrust and resentment towards the monarchy. The scandal also exposed the vulnerability of the French monarchy. It demonstrated how easily public opinion could be swayed against the Queen, even in the absence of evidence. The seeds of revolution were sown. Section 6. A monarchy in crisis, France on the brink. By the late 1780s, France teetered on the edge of collapse. Decades of economic mismanagement, coupled with a series of bad harvests, had plunged the nation into a financial crisis. The French people, burdened by high taxes and rising food prices, looked to their king for solutions. Louis XVI, indecisive and out of touch with the realities facing his people, proved incapable of enacting meaningful reforms. The French aristocracy, clinging to their privileges, resisted any attempts to alleviate the suffering of the masses. The stage was set for revolution. As the situation deteriorated, pamphlets and political cartoons circulated, criticizing the monarchy and calling for change. The ideas of the Enlightenment, which emphasized reason and individual liberty, gained traction among the disillusioned populace. A storm was brewing. Section 7, Storming the Bastille Revolution ignites. On July 14, 1789, the simmering tensions in France boiled over. A mob of Parisians, fueled by anger and desperation, stormed the Bastille, a symbol of royal authority. The fall of the Bastille marked a turning point in French history. It signaled the beginning of the French Revolution. The revolution, initially a demand for reform, quickly escalated into a radical movement aimed at overthrowing the monarchy. The National Assembly, formed by representatives of the Third Estate, commoners, abolished feudalism and declared the rights of man and of the citizen. For Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI, the revolution posed an existential threat. They found themselves stripped of their power and increasingly isolated within the walls of Versailles. The Queen, once a symbol of glamour and extravagance, became a target of the revolutionaries' wrath. She was accused of treason, counter-revolution, and conspiring with Austria against France. Section 8, Flight to Varennes, a desperate gamble. In June 1791, as the revolution raged around them, Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI made a desperate bid for freedom. They fled Paris under the cover of darkness, hoping to reach the Austrian border and rally support for the monarchy. However, their escape plan, poorly conceived and executed, ended in disaster. The royal family was recognized and apprehended in the town of Varennes near the Belgian border. Their attempted escape further eroded public support for the monarchy. It confirmed the revolutionaries' suspicions that the king and queen were conspiring with foreign powers. The failed flight to Varennes had profound consequences for Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI. They were returned to Paris as prisoners, their fate hanging in the balance. The revolution had entered a new, more radical phase. Section 9, The Reign of Terror, Imprisonment and Despair. Following their failed escape, Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI were imprisoned, first in the Tuileries Palace and later in the Temple prison. The Reign of Terror, a period of extreme violence and political repression, gripped France. The monarchy was abolished, and Louis XVI was tried for treason and executed in January 1793. Marie Antoinette, now separated from her husband and children, endured months of solitary confinement. She faced constant fear and uncertainty. The revolution had claimed the lives of many of her friends and allies. Her own fate seemed sealed. Despite the horrors she faced, Marie Antoinette displayed remarkable courage and resilience. She refused to renounce her beliefs or betray her family. Her spirit, unbroken by adversity, became a testament to her inner strength. Section 10. Trial and Execution, a Queen's Final Hours. In October 1793, Marie Antoinette was put on trial by the Revolutionary Tribunal. She faced trumped-up charges of treason, incest, and conspiracy. The trial, a sham orchestrated by her political enemies, offered her little chance for a fair hearing. Despite the odds stacked against her, Marie Antoinette defended herself with dignity and composure. She refuted the accusations leveled against her, proclaiming her innocence. However, her fate had already been decided. She was found guilty and sentenced to death. On October 16, 1793, Marie Antoinette was taken to the Place de la Révolution, now Place de la Concorde, to be executed. She met her death with remarkable courage and composure. Her final words, "I am sorry, sir, I did not mean to do it," were addressed to the executioner whose foot she had accidentally stepped on. Section 11, Legacy, Marie Antoinette Remembered. Marie Antoinette's life and death continued to fascinate and divide historians and the public alike. Was she a victim of circumstance, a pawn in the game of European politics? Or was she a frivolous and out-of-touch queen who hastened the fall of the French monarchy? The truth, as is often the case, lies somewhere in between. Marie Antoinette was a product of her time, raised in a world of privilege and absolute power. She was ill-prepared for the challenges of ruling a nation on the brink of revolution. Despite her flaws and the many misconceptions surrounding her, Marie Antoinette's story remains a tragedy. She was a queen who loved her children, a woman thrust into a role she never sought, and ultimately a victim of the French Revolution's insatiable thirst for change. Her legacy, forever entwined with the tumultuous events of her time, serves as a reminder of the fragility of power and the enduring power of human resilience.